Hey guys, it's Salem. I was actually contemplating, I can never say that word, if I should do this video or not, but I want to. I want to. So today is August 12th, 2026. And today is it's a sensitive day for me. It's not sensitive, but it's an important day. It's a sensitive day for me. Today is my son's birthday, and my son would have been 11 years old today. 11. Oh my God, I would have had an 11-year-old. And I'm saying would have because my son did not get to have a life. So he was born in 2015. He was born early, very early. I was 18 weeks pregnant when I delivered him. He was supposed to be a Capricorn like me, but I guess he wanted to come a little bit way too earlier than he was ready for, and my body. And I'm doing this because a lot of women on here, like I see a lot of women, they're going to the gym, they're pregnant, they're enjoying their pregnancy, and they're having a wonderful time, and they're getting to work out and getting to do all of that. But there's another side to pregnancy, and there is a high risk side, there is a traumatic side, there is a loss side. And I have experienced a lot of loss, a lot of pregnancy loss, and I have experienced loss of my son. So he was born in 2015. Previously, before 2015, the first time I got pregnant in 2013. That was the first time I've ever gotten pregnant. I found out I was pregnant. It was a big shocker. Because I was bleeding, and I didn't know why I was bleeding. So I went to my OBGYN, and basically she told me I was pregnant. I was already bleeding. And I just graduated. Like, it was probably a year after I had graduated from high school, and I found that I was pregnant, and I knew that I could not keep the baby. I didn't even tell my mom. My mom didn't find out until 2015 that I was pregnant. So I decided to get an abortion. And so my first pregnancy, I got an abortion. I would never get an abortion again. I regret getting an abortion. Even though I probably even though I was probably going to lose the baby anyway, I regretted it after. Come to find out, the next year after that, I got pregnant again. And this time, instead of, I found out I was pregnant, I had a miscarriage for the second pregnancy that I had. And that was hard. And I really honestly think that was my girl. I felt it in my body that was a girl. Like, even to this day, you can feel it when you're pregnant. Like, you just get these feelings. And I was like, oh my God, that's my daughter. And I had ended up getting a miscarriage. After having a miscarriage, I processed everything, but my OBGYN, shout out to Dr. Stephanie Buck Haskin in New York City. She is a wonderful OBGYN. She is in Queens, New York. She is a wonderful, wonderful OBGYN. Thank God that he brought her into my life, because she really wanted to, she didn't understand. I was young. Remind you, I'm probably 20 at the time, 2021 at the time. And she didn't understand, why am I having miscarriages? And previously before that, like I said, in the first pregnancy, I was bleeding. So she had suspected that I was already that I was in the middle of having a miscarriage. So I just made the decision to say, like, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and have an abortion. But then the second time, she's wondering, like, why is this girl, she's young, why is she having another miscarriage? So we ended up doing a lot of testing. I had to do so much testing, genetic testing. She had to figure out my background. She had to figure out, at the time, my boyfriend's background, the guy who was my boyfriend at the time. And so we had to go through all of this testing. And then I also had to, after the miscarriage, I had to do a D&C. A D&C is oh my God, what is it? I forgot what it's called. But it's basically when they clean out the uterus and they take out any extra, like flesh, like not flesh, but any extra, I want to say, like, any extra, oh my God, how do I say it? Like, not flesh, but any extra particles from the baby, like any extra stuff that is stuck in your uterus from when you had the miscarriage from the baby. So I had gotten a D&C and it cleaned me out or whatever. She had to take it out. Oh my God. I'm 21 years old going through this. Even till this day, I couldn't believe that I experienced all of this. And then time went on. She had recommended that I go see a specialist. So what the specialist did was, it's like this balloon that they put in your cervix, and it kind of like, and they put like a ink, and it like kind of like cleans out, it kind of does something to your uterus, to your cervix. And after that, and it makes it easier to get pregnant as well. So after having that procedure done, I had gotten pregnant again. So I'm like, okay, I'm pregnant again. This time I'm pregnant. I'm so sorry. Wait, hold on. I skipped over something. Sorry. That part is after Caden. That part is after my son, who would have been 11. Sorry about that. I'm skipping thing. So after the miscarriage, I had gotten pregnant again with my son, who would have been 11 now. So I got a D&C, and then he would have been 11 now. And so at 18 weeks, I'm in school at the time. So I'm in the middle of school, and my mucus plug broke. And I didn't know at the time my mucus plug broke. I thought it was just discharge. So I'm literally 24 hours. I'm walking around Manhattan. I'm hanging out with friends. I'm talking, laughing, all of this stuff. And I'm in the middle of birth. Like, my cervix is opening up in the middle of all of this. And so I think 24 hours, something had happened, and I ended up at the hospital. And she was like, you need to get to, I had called her and I told her, like, something was, I think my water had broke or something, like it had officially broke. My mucus plug broke earlier, but my water didn't break until like the next day, the night. So I called her, like, my water broke. she's like, you need to get to the hospital immediately. She's on her way there too. So I get to and I might cry, guys. So I'm just warning you. So I get to the hospital and I am in labor. And and August is the biggest month for people for births, right? Because August, everybody's having sex everybody's like, having intercourse during the holidays. They're like, everybody's having, it's the holiday time. It brings love and everything together. So everyone is there giving birth. I'm 18 weeks and it's just crazy what happened. But basically, I end up going in the back and they told me that I am 5 centimeters. And they're like, okay, we have to see if we can do a cervical cerclage. And a cervical cerclage, and we're going to talk about the cervical cerclage. The cervical cerclage is basically a stitch, like about this big, that they stitch your cervix to hold the baby. So I'm thinking like, oh, everything is going to be okay. Like they're going to put a stitch in. He's going to be fine. When they found out that I was 5 centimeters, they're like, okay, we cannot, this pregnant, like you're giving birth, like this is about to happen to you. Like this, like you're in the middle. So, and I have to give birth. So, basically what ends up happening is they give me Pitocin so I can give birth, right? So I have to push. So my baby's 18 weeks. I have to push and I'm in just shock right now. And I'm like, can you save him? And, and because he's early, he's only 18 weeks, they wasn't able to save him. Today they save babies so early now, but they couldn't save him back then. They was like, his heart is not developed. He's at 24 weeks is like one of the earliest weeks that they were able to save him at the time. Now, like I see moms who babies get saved. I get so angry sometimes to see that because it's just like, why didn't you save my baby? So I had to push him out. I pushed out like once. I pushed out probably maybe twice. I pushed. He wasn't that big. I pushed twice and he was delivered. So they take him and, they look at him. They do everything that they have to do. And then, I got to push out the placenta and everything like that. So I asked the nurse, like I got to hold him, I got to see him, I got to kiss him. I slept with him in my arms, like after everything. Like he stayed in my arms the whole entire time. And so I asked the nurse, I was like, did he take a breath? Did he breathe? Did he because they was checking his heart and stuff. She said he did take like a breath, like a and then that was it. So, oh my God. And it was really, really hard. It was really hard. And, I'm 21 years old. And the nurses were so wonderful to me. They knew. So they, maybe like a day, I think it was that same day I had went home or the next day. I had probably stayed one day overnight and that was it. And so after that, this is when she started doing all the genetic testing. This is what I'm talking. I'm sorry, I skipped over the part because she's wondering like, what is going on? Why is this happening? Why can't you carry? This is your 3rd pregnancy. Why aren't you able to carry? Right? So all of this happens. And so after this, then because there were still like, I think she said there was like still stuff from the placenta or whatever. Then I got the DNC. So then I got the DNC, maybe like a week later, I got a DNC and stuff. And then I go get the genetic testing. I got the balloon. and everything. So after a little bit after this point, I most likely around the holidays, because I have another August baby a year later. So like around the holidays, I find out that I probably found out I got pregnant like maybe February, maybe like around February, March is when I found out like, okay, I'm pregnant with another baby, which is my son now, who is healthy. He's going to be 10 this year. So yeah, so I found out, but this time we know my body that, okay, your body can't carry. We don't want this baby to be born at 18 weeks. Your body can't carry. So now they have to put in a cervical cerclage. And like I was saying, the cervical cerclage is about this big. I still have it. I'll show you guys. Let me show you. Okay, so this is the cervical cerclage. This is it. This little thing is what kept my baby, my older son that I have now. And as you can see, I'm sorry, it has like a little bit of it has some blood on it and stuff. But this is what kept my baby in my cervix, in my uterus. So I got it done, and I got it done by a specialist. Another great, amazing doctor. He's a neonatal doctor. He is also in Queens. His name is Deepak Nanda. Oh my God! If you are experiencing any high risk pregnancy in New York City, those two doctors are wonderful. They are going to take care of you. You are going to, like, if you're experiencing infertility, if you're experiencing any high pregnancy, anything such as that, they will, oh my God, they did wonderful. Dr. Nanda did it for me. And he had done this plenty of times before. I was so scared. At this time, I'm 22. I think I'm 22 years old, right? 22, because I'm 33, because my son is turning 10. So at 15 weeks, I end up getting the cerclage, and I have it in until they took it out at 36 weeks. Literally, the day they took out that cerclage, I was in the hospital. I went home. My water broke as soon as I got in the bed. My water broke as soon as I got in the bed. I had to go back to the hospital. I called my doctor and she's like, you just left the hospital. I'm like, I know. And I go back to the hospital. I had my babies at Katz Long Island Jewish Hospital. It's a wonderful hospital in New York City. It's in Long Island. So I end up going back to the hospital and to now officially deliver. But if I didn't get that cerclage, I would not have my 10-year-old son today. And oh my God, he's my twin. Like, it's scary how much of a twin he is. Because me and him, we be sometimes butting heads. Like, but we are the same. And I have to look at him like, Sierra, he is you. So relax. But I end up having this procedure. He comes out healthy. He's fine. He's great. 15 months later, I have another baby, my little one, my baby. I'm like, that's my baby. He's always going to be, it's so crazy because you know who's the baby, like you just know who's the baby, and he's just the baby. So, and now I'm on my third child, but two of them are fully, really in the body, in the flesh. 15 months later, I did not go to the doctor, not once. I did not take a prenatal. I didn't think he was going to make it. I did not. He's like, literally, my kids are miracle kids. They call, my second one, my youngest one, they call them rainbow babies, because like, previously you couldn't have pregnant, but you get like this miracle baby. And And so he's my rainbow baby. He's my miracle baby. My body did a complete 360. I was working. I was literally working, like I kind of neglected him, and I kind of neglected my pregnancy because I had previous bad pregnancies. I didn't think that he was going to survive. And at the time, me and their father was not in the best relationship. He didn't want the pregnancy. I couldn't. And I told him, I said, I can't do another abortion. I just can't. I couldn't. So I just let nature handle it. I was like, if he passes, he passes. If he doesn't, he doesn't. I let nature handle it. And nature, God had other plans for me, because God kept that boy alive, because my body healed itself. Even my doctor, she was shocked. Everyone was shocked. Everyone. The first time I heard his heartbeat, my youngest son heartbeat, was when my water broke. And my water broke. Him and my mom share the same birthday. Talk about listen. Him and my mom share the same birthday. And I did not, I remember the morning that my water broke. I had woken up and I was going to take my son to daycare. I couldn't take my son to daycare. I had to ask my sister to take my son to daycare because I had to go. I drove myself to the hospital. I had to drive myself to the hospital because my water broke. I didn't even tell my sister that my water broke. I told her, I got to go somewhere. It's really important. I got to go do something. After I gave birth, I called my mom and I told my mom, I said, Mommy, I had a baby. And she was just like, what? How did this happen? All of these things. And she's in Manhattan because I had gotten her tickets to go see the view. That's what she wanted for her birthday. So I had gotten her tickets to go see the view. So remind you, I didn't even know I was 36 weeks because my belly, and I guess I noticed that with big girls, like, our bellies are small, but with tiny girls, their bellies are huge. So my belly it wasn't that big. It just looked like I gained weight. But my mom had said, like, oh, I did suspect that you were pregnant, but I didn't even think I was that far along. Like, I did not think I was that far along. Literally, he made it. He wasn't full term because they say 36 weeks is still premature, but he came out a healthy baby. I carried him and everything. Everything. I was shocked. I was shocked that my body did this. And it's just like, because to go from having infertility issues, to go from having to get like a procedure, having to have all of this testing, and losing my son before, like, God blessed me with 2 more babies that were like everything to me. They're my best friends, so to be able to then, for my body to do that, to heal itself, it really showed me how much, your body can really truly heal itself. But I was just in shock. But so I have a 11-year-old, a 10-year-old, and my other son, he's about to be 9 in November. But it's just like, wow, I had 2015, 2016, and 2017, 3 kids, and one of them didn't make it. But I got 2 other beautiful kids that did. And I do believe that my son, who passed, his spirit will be, brought back. And sorry, guys, I have a little bit of... I do believe that, my son who passed, that his spirit will come back, and that, he will be reborn into a family, into a household, into a better circumstance than we were back then, But my other 2 sons, they are my miracle babies. I owe them everything. I hate that they had to struggle while I was struggling. I hate that I couldn't give them the life that I really, really wanted to give them and that they deserved. But yeah, like, if you are in, even now, like, I watch some people who have kids and who are pregnant, and, I see them even, it's so, like, when I went to the gym, I used to go to the gym, and for the first time, I really saw a woman. This was back in like 2022, and she was pregnant and she was on the treadmill. And I'm like, am I ever going to be able to be that girl that can work out and, be able to be pregnant and work out, be able to move and work out? Am I always going to be high risk? Am I always going to experience these types of pregnancies going forward? And I think also, too, like, that was something that even now I have to, like, think about when I want to have more kids, because I do want more kids. I want at least 3 more kids. So I'm just like, like, how do if I want 3 more kids, I don't want to have any more I don't want to have another cervical cerclage. I mean, I know they're going to have to monitor me and things like that. And it's just crazy. Like, it just, if you are high risk, a lot of women, you don't see a lot of women talk about high risk pregnancies. You see women talk about like infertility issues, or you see women talk about, they're having wonderful pregnancies, but I don't really get to see a lot of women who are high risk. And, because, and some of us are high risk and we don't talk about it because it's a sensitive topic. We lost babies, we lost our children. That, like, I cried when I lost him. I just kept on crying and crying and crying. I couldn't, like, and I'm young and I didn't understand why I'm so young. Why is this happening to me? Like, I couldn't understand it, but the way I see it now is like, he's my angel. Like, he walks beside me, he guides me, he's there for me, like, he's one of my spirit guides, and I just pray that he gets to come back. And I know that, like, my grandma, my granny, and my grandfather, and my, like, my passed on loved ones who love me, like, I know that they are with him, that they are watching over him, that they are guiding him. He's a spirit baby. And I don't know, it's just so hard. Like, he would have been 11 years old. Like, he would have been going to fifth, sixth grade, like, like, and I just think about that, and I'm just like, so I try to honor him every year. For the last 11 years, I have used this day to do something to honor him. Usually in New York, I would go, so I couldn't afford a burial at the time, but I did. So after the birth of him, a couple of months later, I entered a bereavement group with other mothers. I think I was the youngest one in that group. And there were other mothers there who experienced miscarriages, who experienced stillbirths, and who experienced loss, And these are older women I'm with. And through this group, we have every year in October. So October is pregnancy loss infant month, right? So every year in the month of October, they celebrate and honor the babies that were lost throughout the years. So every year we get invited and we go and we celebrate them. So you're able to get a brick in their name, and it's at the hospital. So I got a brick in his name, and it's at the hospital. So usually I would go and I will bring flowers. I'll bring little treats for him, or just to, like, honor him and give him that remembrance and stuff. But now I have pictures of him. I took as many pictures as I can of him, and I have them I have like a little altar with my kids' pictures on it, and with their little things that they like their little axolotls and their those little pop things with those big heads, those little toys. Like, they're little things, and little things that they gave me, like my son would always find stones or find things, and he'll be like, look, it's your crystals. So they would give me them, and I'll keep everything that they give me. I keep. I'm a keepsake of mom. But so I keep and then the hospital, they give you like this little book, and they printed his feet on it, and they printed his feet on it. And I also have like other little stuff that the hospital had gave me. Like, they gave me his hat, and they have like something else with a little pillow. But I don't know, it's really hard. Like, it still hits me like it's fresh, and you don't really notice it when because you're just moving through life, but it still hits me like it's fresh, because it's like, damn, like, my son never got a chance to live. And recently I've been working with clients who put their kids up for adoption. And I had to discuss my son, because sometimes it's good to share your story with somebody else, to know that they're not alone. Like, even their babies are alive, and I know they don't have them and things like that, but it's sometimes nice to just for people to to share your story, so people know that they're not alone, because you can feel alone in these moments. And and that's why I said, like, if you are high risk, or if you are experiencing infertility or pregnancy loss, know that you are not alone. You are not alone. It's many of us out here that don't get to experience the type of pregnancies, the type of life that we want, when it comes to having a baby. And it's so funny, because lately I've been having baby fever. Like, I went to the library, and this mom, she had parked right next to me. I started going in before she got out. So I had to just go do something real quick. And so I came back out, and she was with her kids, and I'm like, she was like, because she had parked right next to me. Her door was open, but she was inside. I was like, you taking out your kids? I was like, you guys are going to the library? And she was like, yeah. So we started talking. And then I met her son. And then I was like, you got 2 babies. And 2 under 2. I was like, I know how that feels, because I had 2 under 2. I didn't do it. It was a village. My mom helped me. It was hard. It was definitely not easy. As they got older, it got harder with my family. But when they were younger, even my sister that hates me, she loved my kids. Like, I can honestly say she loved them. Even though she did do one thing to them, and I didn't like that. But I can honestly say she helped me a lot too. Like, I would buy her breakfast in the morning. Because I was breastfeeding on one kid, and then she was helping me with my 15-month-old. So I was like breastfeeding on one. I was like, let me buy you. I would buy her breakfast. I think we brought breakfast like because we would talk about American Horror Story every time. So whenever and this was Lady Gaga was in this American Horror Story, so it was one of my favorites, because I love Lady Gaga. So I would buy her breakfast, and she would help me with my son in the morning. She helped me a lot when they were really, really young, both of my sisters. And they love my kids. So I could say that, that's the truth that I can say. But yeah, like, it was definitely, you don't know how you do it as a mom. Like, sometimes you really, really don't know how you do it as a mom. Like, you just do it, and I know some women, they have postpartum, they have, they have a lot going on after pregnancy, and I never, I probably did experience it, but you don't, as a Black woman, you kind of don't know that you're even in it, because you're doing it. You working, you're doing it. I am blessed that my grandmother got to see both of them before she passed. My grandmother got to see both of them. My grandfather wasn't able to see them, but my grandmother, she got to see both my kids. And that was something that I wanted. I wanted that because I actually wanted them to be able to, like, I wanted my grandmother to live longer so I can send them to Guyana to go stay with her in the summertime and things like that. Like, I always had that type of vision for them. But, you know, she went 6 months. She went probably at 6 months when my son had just turned 6 months, my big one. And she went, and yeah. But if you are experiencing this, know that you are not alone. There is community out there. I had gotten a counselor who also experienced infant loss, and she counseled me. And oh my God, it was just so hard because I spent every day crying, plead. Oh my God, me and God had a fight. We fought because I couldn't understand, why would you do something so cruel to a baby? You know, like, why would you do something so cruel? Why would you do that? You know, even now, like, I still don't get it. Like, why would you do something so cruel? Like, you know? And I know that he didn't do it out of spite or out of anything. It's just the way that life was, you know? And you can feel as almost if, like, damn, like, are you being, like, you can feel as almost if you're being punished. It's really hard. It's really, really difficult. It's not easy whatsoever. But yeah. But that's my pregnancy story, and happy birthday. My son name is Caden. He had the C name like me. He's the only one that has it. But yeah, I love him. I wish I was able to raise him. But then I also think about, like, maybe I wasn't at the time ready to raise him, you know, and I think about that because even it took me a while to get the kids that I do have now, to learn how to, like, raise them and how to talk to them, how to, you know, show them, how to guide them. It took me a little bit of a while, but I got there. Thank God for, you know, I was started to go down a different path. So I was able to get there, and, you know, I'm able to be a better mom because of that. And yeah. So to the women who are experiencing this, know that you are not alone. You are loved. I love you. I understand you. I see you. Like, you are going to get through this. God is going to bless you. And please know that if you cannot birth a child, there is a lot of children in this world that are looking for great parents. There is a lot of children in this world that needs parents. And I would definitely look into adopting when you're ready, or looking into trying to, you know, keep the hope alive, you know? Just keep the hope alive. But I want to say thank you guys so much for watching. Happy birthday to Caden. Let's say happy birthday to my 11-year-old son, because his spirit still lives on. And as long as I am alive, I will continue to honor it. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.